What's going on, guys? Peter J. Cruz here. Wanted to just shoot a quick video, a little unboxing, as it were. I ordered a Presonus Faderport from Sweetwater, and I just got it in, and as per Sweetwater typical treatment, you know, they got the big little brochure with, you know, the whole thank you bit, your invoice and whatnot on the inside. I guess a sticker, Happy New Gear Day. Oh, so this way you could go ahead and share your gear purchase on social media, do the hashtag New Gear Day, etc., and this way they'll share it on their website or something to that effect. So that's really, really cool. Good branding and so forth. Of course, a Giganimo Pro Gear Sweetwater catalog. And as always, Sweetwater and their little sweets that they throw in the package. No atomic fireballs. Man, I love those. Anyway, then digging into the Faderport. Wow, got a lot of stuff in here. So here's the Presonus Faderport, and I had the first generation one that came out like a gazillion years ago. And it finally died a slow, horrible death, I think, over the course of several Windows iterations. Driver compatibility just kind of fell through the floor, and it became buggy in later versions of Windows. I could never get it to work right, and I think I crashed a computer once or twice trying to plug it in or something. So I just gave up, and I ended up going with something else altogether. I think at the time I then just dumped that, and I dumped the Faderport and just had an alpha track as well by Frontier Design Group or whatever, and I used that for a little while until that also crapped the bed. Yeah, I think it just died on me too. So anyway, but I had those for years. I mean, many years or whatever. So and right now I don't technically have a control surface until this one here. Actually, I do have a Behringer X Touch, which is pretty cool, but it's so big and bulky, it's kind of awkward. So anyway, so I wanted that cute little small fader that I can use just to control each individual channel. So that's what I picked up, and they came out with a brand new Faderport like 2.0. It's kind of been redone. So I'm gonna go and check this out. Open her up, and then you've got a pamphlet with your manuals and whatnot. I'll show you the inside of the box. AC adapter, or no, I'm sorry, USB cable. AC adapter probably in here. A little wall wart. Yeah, so you've got the plug that goes into the wall with the wire that plugs into the back of the Faderport, and I guess it doesn't have a face or doesn't have the plug portion of it that goes into the wall. So you've got a separate bag with different plugs in it. So if you live in England or if you live in Europe, excuse me, you just put the appropriate face on the front of the wall mount part, and then it plugs into your specific country wall socket for your electricity. And that's probably to power not so much the unit itself, but to power the power, because it's an automated fader, so it'll adjust to whatever you have it set to in your software for each individual channel. So as you tab through all the different channels, the fader will move up and down depending on what the fader setting is for that channel. And then I'll get this thing open here eventually. Put that down. And here it is, all wrapped up still. Got some warnings on it. Of course, you got your fader here, and I'm curious if they still have an ALPS fader, which is what they had on the original Faderport, which was a real high quality, kind of all the top level consoles use an ALPS fader because it's real smooth and everything. I don't know if they use an ALPS fader for this just second generation. There's no mention of it on the product description at all, so I'm guessing maybe it isn't. Maybe it's something else, relatively good quality as well, but probably more inexpensive to package for Presonus. Then you got a whole bunch of the different buttons or whatever that you can automate through your software of choice. This is a data knob that you can use to scroll through different data values on if you've got something selected on your channel. And then there's like a previous and next, which you probably use to tab through the different channels in your software. Or you could probably use a knob. You can configure it probably in various ways. I haven't gotten into the software, so I don't know for sure. But I will say that in Presonus's own Studio One, whether you do the professional or the other versions, I'm sure it has considerably more functionality than you would if you use this with Pro Tools or with Logic or whatever. So if you do use Studio One, you probably would have a lot more use out of this and more functionality from this unit with your software. Because they've designed it specifically to use with their Studio One, and then offered enough generic facility for it to be useful with other, Sonar and Ableton Live and Logic and Pro Tools and whichever. So anyway, so yeah, you get your transport controls down here, which for me was the big thing. Something to be able to hit play and stop and record it, and I think they're all lit up in various colors. So this is probably like green and red or whatever, and red is probably for the recording button, blues and greens and you name it. So anyway, and then the other buttons probably light up depending on the function or whatever. So and you might be able to configure that in software. Again, I haven't gotten in there to play with it. So anyway, that's all I've got. Just that. I'll actually show you the back of the box since I've got the box out here. So then we have the front of the box. Yeah. And then back of the box. Cool. And that's it. That's all she wrote. So anyway, guys, thanks so much for coming by, hanging out for this quick unboxing, and we'll talk to you later.